and today I'm going to talk about the human ecosystem. Now, it may seem obvious that we are individuals, and yet what I'm going to talk about is that we are more than individuals. We are caretakers for a very complex ecosystem of bacteria, yeast, and parasites that live on our skin, in our mouth, in our nose, in our intestines, and this ecosystem interacts very much with our biology. You see, the contents are food, digested, but in addition to the digestion that is conducted by our own enzymes from the pancreas, the bile, our food is also digested by the 100 trillion bacteria, yeast, and parasites that live in our colon. And that's really has a huge impact on us. You see, as our bacteria and yeast will digest our food and each other's byproducts of digestion, a large number of chemical compounds are made. Those compounds will then be digested by other bacteria, yeast, parasites. And this will go on. This soup of biologically active compounds then moves through our intestines. Many of these compounds will, in fact, diffuse into our bloodstream. That is why the health of the ecosystem will have a dramatic impact on my health. So, I may have no obvious signs of infection, at least according to current standards of infection. There's no evidence of invasion, fever, chills, diarrhea, abdominal complaints, yet the byproducts of these yeast, parasites, and bacteria may diffuse into my bloodstream and confuse my biology. That consequence is huge. There is a growing body of literature that is identifying the bacteria, yeast, parasites that are part of me, that's part of my ecosystem, will have a dramatic impact on my health. That is why when we change our diet, every time we add a highly processed food, be it a processed fat, grains, legumes, dairy, white flour, white sugar, all of that changes the foodstuffs that our bacteria and yeast see. The consequence of that is that we are fertilizing new species that my DNA is not familiar with. And we are starving our old friends, the species that my ancestors evolved with over thousands of generations. And if we look at the health consequences, they've been negative. I'm much more likely to have a problem with severe obesity, diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune problems. The greater the burden is for these sugar-loving bacteria, yeast, and parasites. So, what can you do? I think the first thing you can do is look at what you're eating. If you're eating grains, dairy, legumes, you're eating foodstuffs that were not present for thousands of generations. And the more processed those foods are, the more likely you are to be growing the wrong species of bacteria, yeast, and parasites.